Coming to you from the Black Swan Media Studios, this is Fireside Chats, talking to the real difference makers in the world. Now, here is your host, John Crump.
It is a good Friday, and we are on the verge of something historic that happens tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. It is the 2A rally. If you go to secondamendmentrally.com, you can find out more information. I will be linking the 2A rally in my description once I get it done. I see Tony backstage. Tony Simon is threatening me with a knife backstage. I have no idea what that's about, but he's kind of scary. All right, here we go. So let me get the commercials out of the way, and then we'll get going here. We are sponsored by Black Swan Tactical. Black Swan Tactical is actually my website where we sell t-shirts and other really cool stuff. Girl and Guns is going to be on that site. He'll be selling exclusively through Black Swan Tactical. I'm not sure exclusively, but he'll be selling through Black Swan Tactical. Didn't want to put any stuff on them. I also have a Patreon on patreon.com/John Crump. It helps me do all my projects. Like right now we're raising money for a little girl with brain cancer who happens to be my niece. So we're raising funds for her. We have done COVID relief in the past. We have done other stuff like bought a single mom a firearm and got her training. We also have some contests going up. If you commented and you're subscribed, you have one entry per video. All you have to do is comment and be a subscriber. And at 2,000 subscribers, we'll be giving this puppy away. That's a Mantis 10X Elite, which is an awesome shooting thing around $250 value, which is awesome. At 1,500 subscribers, we'll be giving away a gift certificate to Uncle Sam's Misguided Children, and with $100, which is great. And every 100 subscribers, we'll be giving away a signed book and a patch. All right, now that we have all my commercials out of the way, I want to bring on the big man himself, the master of Jersey, the master of his own domain. He teaches people how to shoot. And I also heard that he is an Olympic runner. His name is Tony Simon.
What's going on, John? Tony Simon here, largest pound-for-pound firearms instructor in America. Also, largest pound-for-pound gun bunny in the industry.
Yes, I cannot pit your... I told you about that, right?
Yeah, you can't put my picture up.
Yeah, every time I put Tony's picture up, my video gets like age restricted. I've appealed it, and they told me nope.
Here's a crazy thing about that photo. It's the Lovetron photo. Got a contest going right now. If you purchase a Lovetron t-shirt between now and October 31st, we're going to pick 3 names. They're going to win some really cool swag from Epic Eyewear, from Troy Industries, and I'm putting together 3 prize bags to give away. Ursula from Center Mass Podcast, she put some stuff together. She's not only a podcaster, but she's also a shooter, a sponsored shooter, and she went to their companies to sponsor her, and they said they'd gladly help out because the money from the shirt sales are going to LGBT Second Amendment Group, the Pink Pistols, and Operation Blazing Sword, and myself. So
really good organizations.
They are. Aaron Paulette put together Operation Blazing Sword right after the Pulse nightclub shooting to help get gay people or people in the LGBTQ community trained up for free by firearms instructors across America, which is amazing. She saw something, she wanted to do something about it, and it's hilarious because, of course, I followed Erin when she was on another podcast that she was a member of, and she said, well, last night I did a thing. And she said she just asked her friends, because she's in both communities, she asked her friends that are NRA certified instructors if they would train someone in the LGBT community for free. She said she figured she'd get maybe 100 people tops. So tens of thousands of people later, on a weekend, tens and thousands of people hit her up and says, "We'll do it."
Yeah,
So
well,
she did something with that.
you know what? It that is not that's not narrative enough. When I say narrative, I'm talking about their narrative.
So
Okay,
who's
a couple different comments. Gorilla and Gun says you are so sexy. John out there says you are a gun bunny,
of course.
and Guns and Barbecue. That's when your calendar is going to be out. And Joe Drag, I think he just came in and said, "Evening, gentlemen." So I think he's probably already left.
The funny thing is, of course, we know the inside joke where I've told it before about how we came about the photo of me and the bubbles and the whole thing. But it's funny. I feel it's funny. Other people feel it is too. And there was word that they were actually going to try to put together a calendar of Second Amendment dudes. Just
Would anyone
uh,
buy that calendar?
I don't know. My whole thing is my sense of humor. I thought it was funny. I don't know if other people will have the same sense of. Who knows? I mean, we have all kinds in our community.
No, Joe Drag said he didn't leave. Scared people off with Tony Simon gun bunny.
So
You need to
hey,
get business cards. This is Tony Simon gun bunny.
I heard we're doing something awesome tomorrow.
Yeah, we are doing something awesome. It is it's really awesome. It is the 2A rally. We usually do it in DC each year. This year, because of COVID, even though they can have like tons of other protests and marches, they
Mm-hmm.
blocked us because of COVID. Which is kind of funny because
Yeah.
it would be like, yeah, you guys are good to go. But we're doing it online, and I think that's going to work out for us because let's face it, if you go to a Second Amendment rally and you travel across the country to go to a Second Amendment rally, you're not one of the people who are just, maybe I'm a little bit interested in it. You're one of the people that are very interested in it, and
Mm-hmm.
probably the choir. And by doing it this way, I think they're making it so we're not preaching to the choir. We are actually, I don't know what to say. We are actually can reach other people that aren't like in the gun community or new to the gun community. There are a lot of new shooters out there. And what I'm looking forward to is people just stumbling across it and finding it and starting to listen. Be like, hey, these guys make a lot of sense. That's what I think. That's all I'm hoping, at least.
I look at it. I'm hoping this happens because I don't know if a person that stumbles across it is ready for that move, but there may be some people that were thinking about advocacy and are like, I don't know. I definitely don't want to spend enough money to fly across the country. You know what I mean? I'm not taking like a Friday off to get to DC, stay there Saturday, and then travel on my Sunday. Like, I'm not that into it.
Yeah, when you
But
fly to DC, you're like 2 hours away, 3 hours
no,
away.
I wouldn't fly to DC, but I know everyone's not me. But you know what I mean? It's like, no, I'd still be getting to the airport through Jersey. And believe me, it's easier to drive down but from Jersey. But I think it might be a bunch of people that wonder if they want to get into advocacy or really do want to, and want to see others that are. So they get to see you, me, Maj, Diana. I mean, you see in all aspects. If there's some aspect of somebody that fits in whatever way you categorize yourself, they're gonna be speaking tomorrow.
All right, we got a couple of questions here. One doesn't really have to do with the rally, but I'm going to ask it. because he's a good guy and he's a huge supporter of the channel. So therefore, he gets preference. Joe Drag wants to know how to get his small arms training business off the ground.
All right. This is in my opinion. One, you have to get on social media and use social media as free advertisement. You don't have to get caught up in all the social media crap, but that's one way to get word about what you do out. The other way for me, and this is how I did it, is volunteer to help others in the firearms community. I've helped in kids shoots. I volunteered for family days, and you get out, you talk to people, they find out you're a trainer, you can help during the family day shoots, and just get word out, get experience yourself, and get your face out there into the firearms community in that circle. Just putting in groundwork, because you're gonna have to.
And you know what? They just limited my stream. Damn it! They didn't
I
kick
don't know
me
what
off.
that means. I didn't touch a gun.
No, not that. It's basically what happens is they make it so I don't get like clicks, like advertisements. It's not a big deal. I don't get that much from anyway. I make most of my money from super chats and my Patreon. But yeah, so that's a very good advice. Did that answer your question, Joe Drag? Let me know. And Two Gun Kitty has a question. Why not host a 2-year rally in a place like Texas instead of DC? Online isn't a rally. I don't see the big deal of singing 5-minute speeches.
Again, regardless of where you have it, you're not going to have as many boots on the ground as you are going to have online, because it's just easier. Having it in a place like Texas, yeah, it might have been cooler, but guess what? I probably wasn't going to travel to Texas. So I wasn't going to be there. I don't know how many other people were in a similar situation. And also, again, you limit yourself. People always complain. I've been to rallies that had thousands of people. I've been to rallies that had tens of people, and it's never the right time. Oh, why did you have it on a Saturday? Why did you have it in October? Why didn't you have it in July? I work on Saturdays. I mean, there's always going to be excuse. This way, it's out there. You can watch it whenever you feel like. You can put it on pause, and you can come back to it. And I'm sure they're going to be putting it out as YouTube videos, so you can pick your favorite speaker to watch. So it's a thing. And 5-minute speeches, no one wants to listen to 30 people go on for 20 minutes each.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Joe Drag, for the $25. That will go and it'll make a big. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm like, what is that?
Oh, you're gonna get up and start dancing there for a moment.
I was gonna pull out my $100 bill High Point and just start waving in the air like I just didn't care.
And then the stream would end. So don't do that.
It would end because YouTube is disgusted by High Points like everyone else is. Haters gonna hate.
Dude, man, I got a High Point. My High Point, if I showed it, I don't think I would even be taken down because someone painted it red with like model paint.
Okay.
And it still works for me. I was fired at people in the range was looking at me like I'm crazy. But a while ago, I was online browsing government auctions, and there was a police auction for a bunch of firearms. So I went ahead and I bid on it, and I won for like $50. I got a High Point that works. It's painted red, but whatever. There was like a Mossberg 500 with the pistol grip.
Okay.
I replaced the barrel. I had to replace the barrel. Got it all Cerakoted and engraved and stuff like that. I put like it looks pretty badass. It's now drum fed and everything. So I really went all custom on it.
Dang.
I got a couple other shotguns. A Wasser 10, which I actually ended up selling. So it was all for like $50.
What? Wait a minute. All of it was $50.
Yeah, I got a couple shotguns with the high point and a Wasser 10.
Nice.
It was on a government website, auction website.
I'm gonna have to get on that puppy.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been on it. I used to buy it a lot a couple of years ago. I would always watch it because you could get like bushels of stuff. Sometimes you'll get a bunch of crap, and only like I got like a couple of shotguns that there's no way would work, and it's like they look dangerous to fire.
That's all right. That just becomes police buyback guns.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm waiting for. I know
Oh,
that, and they're gonna be dangerous, so I'm just gonna like sell them back to the police
yep.
for like $100, even though whatever. 'Cause I really can't sell them to people.
Hey, that's a Walmart gift certificate right there, baby. Take it right back. There you go. Boom. So yeah,
The government website. I'll get it for you guys, and I'll put it in the comments. Here, I gotta find it again. I haven't done it in a couple of years. It's like
yeah, I was.
.com or something like that.
Yeah, I almost was late coming into the chat because for some reason, AIM Surplus won't remember my password or give me my password back. I'm trying to get on and see if I want to pick up some ammo or what they have for sale. And it's like, oh, no, that's not your password. I'm like, yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. All right, fine. Let's do another one.
That happened to me on AIM Surplus like in the last few days.
Yeah. I'm like, that's my password. What are you talking about? I have your email. But whatever. It is what it is, man.
That's the website right there. I don't know if they still have firearms on there or not. I'm pretty sure they probably do. But they used to have firearms. I haven't done it in a couple of years. You can buy a Humvee, and they're relatively cheap.
Should be.
They're like $6,000 for like a 2008 Humvee.
That's all right. I don't want a Humvee. I probably still can't fit.
They have some sporting goods, military trailers. Yeah, check them out, guys. You might find something on there that you like.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe I'll pick up a belt fed.
I don't think they have belt feds on there. That would be nice, though.
No, it wouldn't. I couldn't have it. Welcome to Jersey. It's fun. You can't have it. So I just did a diversity shoot last night in Pennsylvania. That was amazing.
Oh, yeah, you did. How did that go?
Bunch of new people, different demographics. It was great. So I never write anything down for these. I mean, I've been hosting the second is for every one diversity shoot for this. This is year 5. And so I'm going and I'm talking about the history of gun control and how the government itself creates situations and then take your rights away to solve situations. And I'm up to, 1963 Gun Control Act, and a guy walks in late wearing one of my Lovetron t-shirts, bro.
That's awesome. We'll get back to
just
a second, guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, he walks in wearing a t-shirt with me on it. And I lost it. I just started laughing so hard. I was like, all right, we're going to take a break now. Pizza just came in. We can go ahead and eat. And the guy sat down and introduced himself. And he drove from Maryland to Pennsylvania just to be at one of the events. 3 hours.
So do you have the restraining order against him yet?
Well, he said he wanted to help set up a diversity shoot. So I told him to find some ranges in Maryland that will host us and that he knows personally. Introduced me to some Second Amendment groups down there because I only know a couple of people down there. And let's roll for 2021. So there's a couple of people I have reached out in the Maryland area because I feel it's really important, what we call behind the iron curtain, that we get people to the range, introduce them to firearms in an inclusive and friendly way. And we need to spread the message. So I'm willing to drive down to Maryland to do a diversity shoot. And I'm going to be hopefully going to New York State when they open up in 2021 and do a diversity shoot there. And I'll be hosting them. I have a couple of ranges in Jersey that actually want to set up something consistently.
Okay. Two Gun Kitty is bringing the heat today. He wants to know how it's been promoted outside the YouTube community. I've been promoting it myself as much as possible. It's been on some pro gun websites, but I do see what you're saying about it not being promoted past the 2A community. I know Rob has reached out to a bunch of media sources, Rob Pincus, and trying to get us in some papers and stuff like that. Right now, it's an election year, so it might not be as much of a big story that it could be. He doesn't like Two Gun Kitty doesn't think there's lessons learned from last year's mistakes and stuff like that.
It's not going to be lessons learned. It's a rally. You don't teach lessons at a rally.
No, but I think he's talking about promoting.
Oh, okay. Well, promoting is more difficult. I mean, I can't go into communities I don't know anything about. So, yeah, I can contact my local paper, but if they don't want to do a story about it, can hashtag and tag different news outlets. But if they don't want to do a story about it, they're not going to. Especially when they. Also, this. Who's going to try to promote actual diversity in the Second Amendment community in the news media now? We have Black people, Hispanic people, Asians, LGBT community. All that flies in the face of everything the mainstream media has been trying to say the firearms community is. They're trying to double down on divisiveness right before this election, not try to get rid of it.
Yeah, G-Web brings up that outside the YouTube community, it's been on radio shows, it's been on podcasts. There has been writers and articles about it. Right now, it's an election year, so it's hard to get anything in any paper. GOA sent out an alert today to their members base, and their member base is in the millions. So, and
I got it.
Everyone on the list. Besides, if you live in Pennsylvania, you got a separate one this afternoon. But yeah,
I mean, I had it on my podcast. We spoke about it on the Gun and Gear Review podcast for the last few months. Latinos, Locked and Loaded Latinos, they've had talked about it on their podcast for over a month. So, I mean, people have been reaching out in various forms, but I mean, it's still going to be in the Second Amendment community.
Yeah. Yeah. Jordan did a great job of writing that alert.
So, wow, I didn't even read it. I just saw the picture. I was like, all right, cool. I mean, I kind of know about it, but I got the email.
Yeah, so we've been trying to promote it. I want to see if Rob needs some help in promotion next year.
Part of me goes, if you start earlier, but truthfully, if you start early, I think more people will just ignore it earlier, like get tired of hearing it earlier, and it would have the opposite effect.
You think so?
You never know, dude, with promoting stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like how far out do you start? We've been doing a bang up job this week. Everybody's been putting it on social media. I mean, we get alerted because people tag us in it. So I'm seeing it all over the place, but maybe it's just me and my social media.
I did an event with Maj, and we decided to organize it in 3 days. And so I was like, dude, I'm like, do you really want to do this weekend? We can push it. No, let's just do it this weekend. So I said, all right. So I drove down there, rented the place and everything else. And I was like, dude, how am I going to promote this in 3 days? He's like, I'll take care of that. We had so many people there that we actually filled it to capacity. Anyone should be involved with getting people there. Maj, I'm like, how the hell?
Maj filled up one of my events to the point we had to change how we ran the event.
Yeah, we had to do the same exact thing. It was like there's so many people there that not everyone could get in.
Yeah.
So we had to rent the bigger rooms. Then we had the biggest room, and we still were full over capacity. It was
I
insane.
actually had to limit ticket sales because of Maj.
Yeah, they had odds on this stuff, man. He's just I
He's
have no
good.
idea what he does.
He's built a following, and that's based on consistency. That's based on continually giving people what they want, and being true to himself, and that's what it is. It's funny to me to watch some people get turned off, because I've been following Maj since 2015, because pretty much we came out together, and that's when both of us started appearing in media post, and it's just funny because immediately he was like, "Hey, this is how to get better at what we do. You need to do this, 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 and this." And he's right. And I've watched him grow, and it's amazing. So I'm happy for him.
Awesome. Oh, wow. I just got a raise. Yes. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Giving this away next month's diversity shoot.
A Spyderco?
Spyderco Delica. No, not Delica, Tenacious. Yeah.
I
I
love.
try to create bags, prize bags, that I have at these events, raffle them off, and I try to kind of put EDC kind of stuff. Kershaw's helped and sent knives. Cole Still has sent knives and swag, and Grey Ghost Gear sent some stuff. So I kind of put together a little EDC pack, like get your knife. What the heck? T-shirt, hat. What else did I have in there? Flashlights, that kind of thing. Just something that's useful that you can either put in your car or carry on your person. Just some fun stuff that some gun guys are into. And even if you're not a gun guy, it's a pocket knife and a flashlight. You can regift it.
Yeah. Two Gun Kitty wants to know if Maj is going to be running for office again. I hope he is. He was endorsed by GOA, and he was one of the first third party candidates to be endorsed by GOA. But I don't know. It's kind of once you see how the sausage is made. I work a lot behind the scenes in politics. Once you see how the sausage is made, sometimes you just don't really want to do it.
Yeah, they did him dirty. Even the way they put him on, was it? They were like, oh, he says, like the blurb about the other candidates was more mainstream and like covered topics they talked about. And for Maj, it said, he says gun control is racism and kept it moving. Like that's the only thing that Maj ever says. Gun control is racism. I'm like, what were they paying per word? Was this like a Western Union message? Like, how did they put? It was the most ridiculous thing ever. But hey, he runs again. I'll promote him again.
Yeah, I mean, I did. We put some stuff in, but it was interesting, just to see how they did him dirty. But I kind of expected that because I've
Yeah,
worked in politics a lot. Um, and once you go against the grain of mainstream, then they're after you.
oh, they hate you because you won't fall into the categories they want you in.
Yeah, you're not controllable. And knowing Maj isn't controllable.
Nope. And the thing is, so many people think they're rebels, but when it really comes, they just fall in the line. They really do. They stick with the status quo.
Yeah. Right now, Johnny Rotten of the Sex Pistols. I don't know if you remember, the Sex Pistols.
Yes.
He endorsed Trump, and they were asking him, You're a punk rocker. How can you endorse Trump?" He's like, "Being punk is about going against the mainstream, and right now, you know,
Nice.
what's more going against the mainstream than backing Trump?"
They don't want to hear that.
No, they don't. It is, he has Johnny Rotten, and he has 50 Cent backing Trump.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't care if 50 Cent or Johnny Rotten or or anybody, other celebrity supports Donald Trump or any other candidate, that doesn't affect my vote at all. What I really am worried about is the number of these coyotes stealing Mexican children and bringing them to America. I used to enjoy watching Roadrunner cartoons, and now I'm going to have to cancel that. I just can't watch Wile E. Coyote now that I know they smuggle Mexicans into America, steal children away from Mexican families, and smuggle them into the country.
Yeah, but according to Joe Biden, that doesn't happen.
I don't know, but
What
I won't.
I,
I won't support Warner Brothers. I won't purchase anything from Acme. I'm just not going to support coyotes in any way. It's the stupidest crap I've ever seen.
last night, but Joe Biden claimed that their coyotes don't do it.
It's funny to me because I okay, how do prior to Trump ever becoming president, I started looking into border security when I was in the Marine Corps because I was actually thinking about actually moving to Texas and joining the Border Patrol. One of the great things about being in the military is you can pick the state you're from. So I was going to go to Texas run because of college. They paid for college, and the other thing was join the Border Patrol. So I was interested even back in the early '90s, and I've been paying attention to what's happening on the border. Again, in the 2000s, I started paying attention. So this is not a new story, and I don't know why people that claim to care about children when it comes to gun control don't know or care about children when it comes to human trafficking.
Yeah, I
I,
mean,
I'm
it's not a new story. I know friends that are border patrols down and on the border between Nogales and Texas, and it's definitely a problem.
Yeah, so it's a joke when they want it to be a joke, and it's serious when they want it to be. I'm like, y'all just need to stop. I just really like people to be more honest and go, hey, no matter what, I hate that guy. All right, cool. At least we can have an honest conversation. But don't try to act as if somehow you're being reasonable. And that's my problem because everybody, it seems people are comfortable being shoved in categories. Like they have to hate Trump. And I'm like, why? I'm like, I pretty much can't watch the guy without waiting for him to say live from New York is Saturday night. Like it's still in my head that this guy can't possibly be the president of the United States. But I don't hate him. If he does good, cool. He did a good thing. Why would I not like the thing he did if it's a good thing?
Well, what I thought was funny is when he deported the 90-year-old Nazi, they were all saying he he shouldn't deport the Nazi. It's terrible. It's inhumane. It's like, and I commented on Facebook. I wrote only Trump could deport a Nazi and have the liberals take the Nazi side over Trump's side.
Yeah, it's funny to me because people will go through all kinds of contortions to still hold on to whatever bullcrap belief they have. I'm like, wow, you don't even like be consistent with your own argument. Like I can't follow you if you're not consistent.
Yeah, what this dude was like, this this dude was like, I was talking to. He was like, well, he got to show some humanity towards the guy. He's 90. I'm like, this dude stuck people in a freaking gas chamber.
You
Like,
know why? All that guy had to do is put on a mega hat. That 90-year-old put on a mega hat, and they would have run over him with a steamroller. They don't care about that 90-year-old. They just hate Trump.
yeah, I don't get it, man.
Well,
You
they're
know
not
what?
honest.
You know what Trump should do? He should come out and say, "I'm going to vote for Joe Biden, and everyone out there should vote for Joe Biden if you support me." He would win in a landslide.
Yeah, right. He goes, you know what? I'm tired of this, but I'm already committed. I'm voting for Joe Biden. You should too.
They would be like,
And then
"I'm going to show Trump. I'm voting for
uh,
Trump." Show Trump.
I don't even know if they'd vote for Trump. I think Joe Jorgensen will be the first freaking libertarian president of the United States. She'd be shocked. She's like, "What? What happened?"
Well, that or he should go. Vote for anyone but Trump.
Nice. Dude, how funny would it be? Joe Jorgensen find out she wins. She's coming to the door in her bunny slippers and a robe, like, well, I didn't think this would happen.
I was doing it just for the clout.
Say what?
She'll probably be like, I was doing it just for the clout.
Yeah, right. She's like, I guess, cool. Guess I gotta move and stuff. Gotta quit my job. It's like zero prep for it. She's like, I didn't think I'd win.
Yeah, somebody was asking me why I don't vote for the Libertarian Party, and my answer was the vice president. Because Libertarians, the way they do it is they have a different nomination for vice president. The nominee for the president don't pick the vice president candidate. So the vice president candidate ran on a platform with Vernon Supreme, a guy that wears a boot on his head.
I'm sorry, but Joe Biden is one friggin' hat choice away from wearing a boot on his head. So what are you saying?
Well, he did kind of blame Lincoln for being the most racist president ever.
I'm sorry. I don't pay attention every day. And I understand the words that came out of your mouth. I just don't understand the context. Well, you said
he said Lincoln's the most racist president ever and referred to Donald Trump as Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
No, because I'm seeing some parallels in like Donald Trump being one of the worst racists ever, and Lincoln freeing the slaves being one of the worst racists. Like okay, I see that. It's battle. Oh my God! Wow!
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal.
Wow! Now Lincoln's a racist, Trump's a racist, but the guy that gave the eulogy at the Klansman's funeral, that guy that said the Klansman was his mentor, the guy whose vice president running mate during the debates not only said he was racist but pointed out his racism, that guy said Lincoln was a racist.
I'll play it for you. Just so
Who's in the audience? I'm the least.
I'll play it for you just so you can.
Biden, let me ask you very.
All right. I'm going to play it just so you have the full context. So I don't. Yeah, he was being ironic, but I think I do think it's funny. Okay. I'm going to play it for you. Chrome tab. This is what he said. So I don't want to take anything out of context or anything here. I'm going to bring down our little thing here. Here it is. It's just funny.
Very quickly, and then I have a follow-up question for you.
Abraham Lincoln here is one of the most racist presidents we've had in modern history. He pours fuel on every single racist fire.
Racist.
There you go. So that's what everyone's making fun of. Yeah, he was being ironic, but it was kind of funny. You look confused, Tony.
I posted something today and I said nothing has happened at a presidential debate that has changed how people vote or really made a difference probably in about 50 years. The only thing I've heard that goes back to the time that the actual presidential debate made a difference was the first televised one when the American people finally got to see Kennedy versus Nixon.
Yeah, that's true.
Other than that, all presidential debates turn into maybe a question in a trivia game. Outside of that, no one cares. They become maybe a soundbite that you go, oh, I remember that. Yeah, you're no John Kennedy. Okay, yeah, I remember that line. I'm like, outside of that, nobody remembers this crap. It's
Well,
useless. You,
if you look,
you it-
if you look at the Obama Mitt Romney debate, Romney crushed him.
yeah. So how did President Romney do? Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, he was crushing him so bad that they even made a Saturday Night Live skit about it.
Yet Obama was president, so I guess that didn't make a difference. And believe me, never look for relevance in Saturday Night Live skits. They haven't been funny since Eddie Murphy was a teenager.
Dude, I loved Eddie Murphy. Uh, that was Saturday Night Live used to be really, really good.
Yeah, everyone says it. That Saturday Night Live used to be really good, and depending on their age, they have different different decades. But no one actually says Saturday Night Live currently is really awesome. Everyone's like, yeah, it used to be really good, and it might have been good in the friggin' 2010s. It might have been good in the 2000s. Might have been good in the 90s. But nobody says currently Saturday Night Live kicks butt.
Yeah, Gun Website says Joe Biden just said it very poorly. The point he's trying to make, but that's kind of common with Joe Biden. But
Oh,
yeah,
I'm sorry. I didn't see what was the point? I mean, I saw he said something before.
he said he was like calling Donald Trump like trying to be ironic, but he just said it
Oh,
poorly, and it just came off as him calling Abraham Lincoln.
yeah, I'm thinking somebody might have either written that line for him or maybe Joe was thinking for himself. I have no idea. But oof.
I see Rob Pink is heading to the NRA. Where's the NRA meeting, Rob? Is that in the DC area?
Arizona.
Okay, of course it is. It is, of course.
Well, before they hit in Alaska, they had their meeting in Alaska. Dude, the NRA, just wow. Just wow. If you could possibly do everything to turn people off, the NRA's got a handbook and they're just checking everything off that box.
Okay, let's get back on the 2A rally here. We got about 15
Cool.
minutes left. I want to see. I told you if we're gonna derail, I'm gonna have Tony on. If it's gonna derail, if we start
Always.
Biden and Saturday Night Live and whatnot. Okay, so what are you looking to get out of it?
I'm really looking forward to motivation. Motivation is a big thing for me. Coming off a successful diversity shoot, it has to fuel me. It does. Listen to the different thoughts of people in the community. Listen to different perspectives. It really is motivating for me. It really gets me going. Short speeches from awesome people that are actually putting in the work. So I dig that. I'm gonna love it watching the numbers. How many people are watching? Last year's rally in person was amazing because I felt the energy and the vibe. We had people who were not sure. My friend George Wilson worked at a range in Jersey, Range 14. He's retired Coast Guard, and he heard about what I do. So he started following me on social media and goes, "Dude, that's some awesome work. You know, having people come from every background. I think I'd like to get involved in that as soon as I move from Jersey, I'm moving to Virginia." I was like, "Cool, George, man. Let me know if you need any help or need me to introduce you to anybody." And he was like, "All right, cool." He moved to VA, and that's when the Second Amendment sanctuary thing pretty much started down in Virginia. And he was like, "Hey, I'd like to get involved." I'm like, "Go to a meeting." Virginia's Citizens Defense League. I was like, "That's who's down there. I know a few people in it. Get involved with your local chapter." So he did. And he was like, "Hey, Tony, there's a black range, black members only range near me. It's in the middle of nowhere." George is a white guy. And George was like, "I want to approach them and tell them that we're having a sanctuary meeting at the county level. But like, how do I cold call or just walk up to a bunch of people I don't know?" And I was like, "All right, well, here's what you do. You pull up and you say, 'Hi, my name is George.'" He was like, "What?" I was like, "Dude, just be you. And if there's somebody who doesn't want to have anything to do with you because of the color of your skin or because they don't know you, it is what it is." I'm like, so he did. He drove out in the middle of the country to this range, blacks only membership, and introduced himself to the president of the range. And he said pretty much it took 5 minutes, and we were in a total conversation about firearms, about rights. He said they didn't even know about the meetings. They didn't know about Virginia Self Citizens Defense League. And all the members showed up at the county meeting, and their county became a 2A sanctuary. And
YouTube.
Sorry.
that's what happens. That's the kind of motivation that happens. George came to the 2A rally, and I introduced him to pretty much every speaker there. And he used that as motivation to go back to Virginia and start his own advocacy, not as a group, but as an individual, just trying to get people to show up and participate. That's what I'm hoping comes out of this rally. The people that are at home that weren't going to drive or fly or whatever or come to DC gets to get motivated by 30 speakers from every aspect of life. And they go, you know what? They can do it. I can do it too.
Yeah, I tried to stream it last year, but the Nationals parade was going on at the same time, and everyone was streaming that. So it kind of like overloaded the system.
That was a hot, dirty mess.
Yeah.
That was a hot, dirty mess. We walked through that after we finished the Second Amendment rally. They had garbage strewn all over the place. It was the most ridiculous. After leaving the Second Amendment rally, where everybody picked up every piece of trash, I don't think there was a cigarette butt left behind when we left the area. To walk through and it just looked like a landfill. I'm like, this is your city. This is where you live, and this is what you do to it. That was crazy to me.
Rob, I don't know if you know, but we sent out a couple alerts today about the Second Amendment rally. But yeah, it was a mess. I enjoyed it though. I'm a national fan, so.
Well, it was funny to me because I was going to go down for the 2A rally, try to network with some of the people down there. Ended up hanging out with Kerry Sloan, Kevin Dixie, Iraqi veteran, Jara Hutchinson. All of us had like breakfast Sunday. We had breakfast Saturday. And then I was out of there. Well, my cousins live in DC. And I was trying to get in on business and get out before anybody noticed that I was in DC.
Did they notice?
Dude, I walked through 50,000 fans of the Nationals. I was like, you know what? I deserve to get caught. If there's a parade, I'm just walking through the parade of every resident in DC. No one knew. I slid in and slid out.
Back in like, I guess it was college. The girl like really was into me, and I really wasn't into her. So she asked me, "Hey, you want to go do something tonight?" And I said, "I'm not really feeling too well, so I'm just gonna chill at home." Blah blah blah. And then I was down in Georgetown, and they were filming a news story. I walked by, and she happened to be watching the news story.
Well, she wasn't into you anymore.
He was pissed. But you lied to me.
Yeah.
It was just like, what the hell?
So it worked out. Worked out.
And it didn't, because then she was a stalker. A scary stalker. She was literally a stalker. She turned into a stalker, so don't worry about that.
Was her name Nancy Pelosi?
No, I'm not going to even say her name because I don't want any.
It was Nancy Pelosi.
I want to be. I literally had a stalker. So I don't want like. I haven't heard from her in years, and hopefully.
She follows you. Yeah, my wife had a stalker too. Come to a place of work, like every day after work. Ask her out. Yeah, she married me, taught me my lesson. I'll never do that crap again. She married me. 17 years later, I'm like, I won't do that again.
Our Guns and Barbecue, I am married to a beautiful Sicilian who happens to be a doctor.
I love you say it like you had something to do with it. Like you did her homework. She happens to be a doctor.
and like, also a lieutenant commander in the military.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, listen. Congratulations on like hooking up with a doctor, but you didn't help her with her homework. He just hating. He want to be married to a doctor too.
Yeah, exactly. Being married.
John's like, I'm a house husband. I stay at the house. I don't even have to work. I get my nails did. I do yoga.
Uh-huh.
You walk around the house with Uggs on and some yoga pants, looking cute, making sure dinner ready when honey get home. I got you, man. I ain't mad.
Hold on. I'm gonna open this up in a new tab. I'm gonna. Here you go. Guns and barbecue. Freaking guns and barbecue. Got me all worked up now.
Oh, you got it worked out. I got a girl and she pretty. You just don't know her because she go to another school.
No, here you go.
That picture came. That picture came with the frame.
That's the lieutenant commander, Dr. Lieutenant Commander to you.
That's what she says, Doctor Lieutenant Commander. To you. That's the only way you can refer to her. But
Point
yeah.
being,
I just can't wait, man. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the Second Amendment rally. I want to hear some of these speeches. Most of the people that are speaking, actually, I know personally, so it's gonna be fun. Like last year, Kevin Dixie started speaking. I listened to him because he's the one that started off the speech 1776, and the crowd cheered. And I'm like, oh, you in trouble now. I know a setup when I hear a setup. It was an awesome speech, though. But I'm like, he just set y'all up.
yeah, I like. I love Maz's speech. I'm like
Gabby's speech hit me hard, man.
Gabby's speech was amazing. It was just so much in that speech.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, uh-oh. Because I was there, but I was talking to people, I was networking. That's the great part about being there is you get to talk to your friends and stuff, but you do miss some of the speech. So I went back and watched it.
All right. That's like Biden when Biden was telling the dude in the wheelchair to stand up. Stand up! Stand up! Dude's like, I'm in a freaking wheelchair. I was like, are you talking to me? You talking to me?
That's funny. So I went back and listened to the event again because I wanted to hear the speeches from some of the people I missed. And Jesus.
Dude,
these are your friends. Going back and listening to and watching the event was great because you got to see I got to see uninterrupted, not distracted speeches from Gabby. It was really awesome, and I was really glad to be there. And it was wonderful meeting my friends, and that's a part I'm gonna miss. But the good is, so many more people are gonna see this. So many more. I heard the numbers that the Gun Rights Policy Conference, they're talking about 300,000 views. That many people would not come to a Second Amendment rally anywhere.
Yeah,
we'd have to give out free guns to get 300,000 people to show up at a Second Amendment rally. And some people wouldn't show up unless they knew that. What was that?
Rob, if you're still out there, next year's Second Amendment rally, give out free guns.
Don't give out free guns. People wouldn't come because they wanted to know what guns were they giving out. Oh, I ain't coming if they're giving out Kimbas. It's like, what? I don't want nothing if tourists gonna be involved. And you know it's true too. You know it's true.
Oh yeah, it would be. It would be. Yeah, people in the gun community can be very
fickle little girls.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I just stopped myself from saying a bad word, but it's sometimes it gets annoying. I don't know if they're that annoying in person or is it the anonymity of the internet. But it's like they say stupid things. They attack people for no reason, and I mean it's just any community online, but it's a little frustrating. But yeah, I wish we could have 300,000 people show up in one place and flex that muscle. That is your First Amendment right, and also it will snap people up. I mean, over a quarter million people in one spot, all for one right from so many different aspects. I mean, the news media lie anyway because they, nothing but white supremacists showed up in Richmond, according to the media.
Yeah, they asked the local chapter of the Black Lives Matter. He's actually been on the show, like about are you scared because of the white supremacists? And he, to his credit, he said, "I haven't seen a single white supremacist." He's like, "Why would I be scared?" It was like he's like, "Everyone here has been incredibly nice to me."
Yeah, at least he's truthful and didn't fall for the okey doke.
And you can tell they were like,
Yeah. Oh, I hate working with amateurs. We gave him a great lead and he didn't take it. Yeah, it's called the truth. And I think many, many, many Americans are getting tired of being spoon fed bullcrap from regardless of which side you're on, because either Trump walks on water or he's the devil incarnate. And I'm like, just stop, dude. Why can't you just report facts? When did the media have to take sides? Because it's gotten worse and worse as I've gotten older. Like it's blatant now.
"Yeah, well, they learned our Walter Cronkite strategy." If you don't know, if during Vietnam, there's actually a bunch of journalism studies on this. So, doing journalism, I've learned about this and stuff like that. But during Vietnam, uh, the U.S. was actually winning. Then they had the Tet Offensive.
Yep.
Uh,
And the
uh,
news media reported it as a loss.
yeah, the Walt, and actually, it wasn't a loss. It was actually a crushing defeat for the North Vietnamese and the Viet Cong. They took a lot of casualties. It was a disaster. It didn't work at all. And Walter Cronkite went on to said said the war was lost.
Yep.
And it actually was like, wait a minute, we won that battle.
Not only did we win the battle, pretty much if we would have combined that with a couple other things we did, we probably would have had them at the peace table in a very weakened position.
Well, they were going to the peace table at a very weakened position until the U.S. media started reporting that, and then that's when they backed off. They were. I read several different studies on it. They were going to the peace table.
Yeah,
and that shifted public opinion, and that was it. I mean, it was just like.
And the funny part is, usually when people talk about the good old days of media, they say, back when Walter Cronkite. And I'm like, nah, because see, my interest in it became when I decided I was going to join the Marine Corps, which the anniversary is coming up really soon. It was the bombing of the Marine barracks in Beirut in '83. I was 12. And that's when I decided I was going to join the Marine Corps. I told my mom. My mom, being of the generation of Vietnam, went, "You're not joining anything unless you know more about it." And that started me reading and researching on the United States military in every aspect. And the Vietnam War, of course, in the '80s was fresh. And there were lots of books coming out because it was that 10, 15-year period, you know what I mean, after the war was over. So a lot of books were coming out. And that's when I read about how effective the Tet Offensive wasn't and how it just crushed both the movement in the South and the NVA.
Yeah, like
And how,
Viet Cong, the Viet Cong, they were getting ready to give up until they were able to show them, hey, look on the U.S. media.
mhm.
A lot of people don't
and,
realize.
and here's the thing that a lot of the writers wrote, and these were like guys, special forces, they were writing books, or even like regular soldiers that were writing about that time in Nam. They were talking about the fact that the journalists never left Saigon. they never went anywhere near the front. They would just get their stories or make their stories up in the bar and just report whatever. They weren't anybody embedded. That was one of the things that during the Gulf War when I was in, they were questioning whether reporters would be honest if you embedded them with the troops. If you take a reporter and you assign them to a headquarters unit and sent them out, would the truth come out? And yeah, a reporter is less prone to lie about the unit he's with if if the only way he's going to come back alive is to not lie about the unit he's with.
Yeah, I know a CNN reporter. He used to be a CNN reporter. That actually embedded with the special forces, and she did a documentary on the special forces. It was really powerful. Her name was Alex Quaid. Um, yeah, and it was like she's been in with ICE, in battles with special ops and ISIS, and she was like the first woman ever embedded with the special forces. And her video is amazing and it's very fair, and it's just great.
Yeah, imagine if they have to actually see how the military lives, the rules of engagement you have to live with, the split second decisions you have to make that determine whether other people live or die, knowing that the consequences can be you could go to jail forever if you make the wrong call.
Yeah, she did a documentary called Danger Close about
Hmm.
special forces and her time in special forces. If anybody want to check it out, man, it's a very good
Hold on,
documentary.
let me write that down because that sounds like something interesting. I find it funny though that it's like it's the first woman ever. I'm like, yeah, okay. You know how many women are in combat units?
No,
I
but
just find.
no, but she was like embedded with the special forces.
Oh no, I know. I'm just.
I mean, and one of the only reporters ever embedded with the special forces. And
That's
she went
cool.
on special forces raids.
Whoa. Okay, that's impressive. That's
So
not sitting back at the tent.
no, she did not sit back at the tent. She went out in the field with these guys. She went on night raids with them.
Damn.
So
Okay, that's crazy. Because if she would have gotten killed, that would have had a lot of repercussions.
yeah, and the fact I was talking to one of the people who actually knew her over there.
Hmm.
Yeah, because it just happens to be my neighbor, and when I met her, I didn't know that the whole connection. And one of the interesting things that he said is when she came in, no one wanted her there, and everything's like, it's just gonna be the board are gonna do anything, and she's like, "Can I go on a nighttime raid with you guys?" And they're like, "What?" She's like, "I want to report what you guys go through, and I can't report it unless I actually see what you guys go through."
Huh.
And right there, that kind of earned them earned her their respect.
Yeah. Because again, I mean, in the culture, that culture, listen, journalists earned the distrust of the military. That didn't happen by accident. World War One, World War Two, you had journalists with units that didn't stab them in the back. When Vietnam came, they did not go out into the field. There weren't a bunch of journalists in the field. They made up stories. So they earned that distrust from the Vietnam generation, and they gave it to us. We did not. We were told not to speak to reporters because they would twist your words. So yeah, they earned that distrust, and they had to earn it back.
Yeah, yep. But we killed an hour like that. We're actually over, man. I actually have a timer called the Tony timer that I usually set when I'm on with you.
Just because we did a like 2 hour show that one time,
Oh no, it was 3.5 hours.
it went fast.
It was a 10 o'clock show.
Oh yeah, okay.
And the only reason I got off, I realized this because my wife was texting me like, "Where the hell are you?"
It was with Tony.
Who the hell's Tony? You guys are getting demonetized. Get why? Because I show pictures of him in the bathtubs with bubbles.
Oh my God. He sounds horrible. Well, he should. He's a dude.
Um, uh, who's Tony? My big black friend who takes bubble baths.
Oh yeah, that'll work out real well.
What are you into?
That just changed your entire dynamic.
I'd be like, instead of saying, "Look at my beautiful wife that's a doctor," I'd be like, "Look at my beautiful ex-wife that's a doctor."
Yeah, look. This is a picture of the lady who has a restraining order against me. We have to have an Uber drop the kids off so I could have them for the weekend.
All right. Let me throw up this. Everyone here tomorrow, for all my links, go to crumpy.com. All my links and everything else is there. I got a bunch of codes for Uncle Sam's Misguided Children, Black Swan Practical. You can also use code Crumpy at Hawaiian House and get 10% off. My Mantis X giveaway, as you guys knew. I'll go to Second Amendment 2, the number 2, ND Amendment. I had that up. I don't know what happened to it. But yeah, Second Amendment .com for all the speeches tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. We're going to have I added it for GovPlanet. Sorry. Not my fault. I edited the banner for GovPlanet when someone was asking me where I got the stash.
Oh yeah. So yeah, guys, I hope to see you. Some people are gonna host. What do you call those? Host watching events or something.
Watch parties.
Watch parties. Yeah, I have no idea how that works. I might do it just to do it. I don't know. What do? Make comments? You create a room or something?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess you just hit invite people to a watch party on Facebook. I don't know, man. Ban me, man.
I love Rob. Oh, dude, that's great.
Rob, pay out of your own pocket for the guns to give away next year.
Look, Rob, here's the thing. Just get what do you call those cards? Index cards. Write free PD10 on them and just have them dropped across the crowd like confetti, excuse me. Listen, people die old age before they collect on that thing. Don't worry about it. You good. Just tell them it's coming out soon.
All right. And how can people find you?
You can find me at diversityshoot.com, diversityshoot.com. See the mission we have of growing a firearms community regardless of your religion, freaking sexuality, gender. Don't care. We're trying to get you to understand your Second Amendment rights and to exercise them and maybe even become an advocate for them. Diversityshoot.com.
There's a big streamer on Twitch that believes that she's a deer.
What about deer?
She believes that she's a deer.
Okay.
She's a transgender deer on Twitch. Can she go?
Cool. Yeah, I don't care. Listen, tell Bambi to get her butt on down here. We'll get a Glock in her hand and have some fun.
Well, there you go, guys. All right.
All right. Have a good one. Oh, and 2A4E podcast on your favorite podcast app.
All right. 2A4E podcast. And I will be on there soon. Right, Tony?
Sure. I'll invite you on. Let's do it to it.
That is no, I don't want you anywhere near my podcast.
Oh, I totally want to. You can talk about how you like hot black guys taking showers. We can talk about your black guy in the bathtub fetish. Let's do this.
All right. So the video is going to be age restricted. Probably by this time tomorrow, but the audio version of the podcast will come out. I don't know. I'll try to get it worked out tonight because I got some stuff going on tomorrow. I'll be watching the 2A rally from a campsite with a bunch of Cub Scouts.
4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
A bunch of 7-year-olds are going to be running around, and I'll be watch the podcast. I'm going to be cleaning
my guns. that I
right.
used yesterday at the Roar City shoot.
All right, well, you go ahead and do that. Thank you guys for watching. This is John. I got a couple videos coming out. We also filed complaints with the FBI and the National Intelligence Agency about Facebook and foreign election interference through my law firm, the super law firm of Rob and Bill Olson, their father and son. And there's Jeremiah over there. My legal team is top notch, awesome. I love them. Call them in the middle of the night, and I do sometimes at like 11 o'clock just because I have a legal question, and they always answer the phone. So they're a great law firm. If you guys need anything, they've been in front of the Supreme Court, some of the biggest gun cases ever they've handled. So you can go ahead and give them a call. My name is John. I am a super guy. I'm really nice. I I have a beautiful wife and a beautiful life. And with that, I want to say, my son's selling popcorn, so you can go buy popcorn. If you go to Black Swan Media Group on Facebook, you can actually find the link to popcorn, because popcorn is very important and it is very nutritious. People think popcorn's bad for you, but it's actually very, very good for you. And it also supports a great cause of the Cub Scouts. And with COVID-19 getting everyone down, you got to invest in popcorn, because here's the thing. My wife's a doctor, right? And there's a little secret going around. The COVID-19 vaccine that they were talking about last night and that you've been hearing about the news, it's actually popcorn. Popcorn cures COVID-19 and prevents COVID-19. So if you eat some popcorn, you don't have to wear a mask. And I'll send you a little card that says, I vape popcorn, so I don't need a mask. So if you just go to Black Swan Media Group and look for the popcorn link, you can buy popcorn. And my son would appreciate it. I would appreciate it. All the scouts would appreciate it. And the Pope would appreciate it, because the Pope is a big popcorn fan. All right. With that, I am out of here. See ya. Oh, hold on. What was Tony holding up there? Coyotes lives matter. Coyote lives matter. All right. I'm definitely gonna get demonetized here. Is the secret is that the wife of a doctor? No, the secret is popcorn cures COVID, and it also prevents COVID. That's the secret. Don't tell anyone. But it also makes frogs gay.